مرحبا بكم في قناة Tuts التعليمية. ادعم القناة بالاشتراك وتفعيل الجرس والإعجاب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مرحبا بكم إلى قناة Tuts التعليمية مع الأستاذ ا.جاسم العقيلي وشرح لمنهج الثالث ثانوي ميجا جول 5 الفصل الدراسي الأول يونت 4 الوحدة الرابعة The World of TV عالم التلفاز. Listen and discuss استمع وناقش.
1. Name the TV film. About the story. This animated film is about Andy and his idiosyncratic toys. Andy Davis is a little boy whose favorite toy, Woody, a cowboy doll, coordinates a mission with the rest of the toys to try and find out what presents Andy is getting from his parents before they all move to a new house. What Andy doesn't know is that his toys come to life when there is no one around. When Buzz Lightyear, a new toy space ranger, appears, Andy is really taken by him. Woody and Buzz dislike each other intensely as they compete for Andy's attention. But when they get into trouble and nearly get lost during the move, they end up supporting each other in an effort to rejoin the family.
2. Name the TV film. About the story. This animated film presents the story of a lion cub's journey to adulthood. The cub is the son of a powerful and wise king, but his happy childhood comes to an abrupt end when his evil uncle murders his father and drives him away from the kingdom. The young lion goes into exile in the jungle, where he makes two good friends and lives a carefree life. However, as he gets older, he dreams of his father, who tells him to battle his evil uncle and reclaim his family throne.
3. Name the TV film. About the story. This animated film is about Marlin, a clownfish that lives in the Great Barrier Reef. Marlin loses his son Nemo when a diver captures him and takes him to a dentist's office, where Nemo finds himself in a tank with other sea creatures. Marlin sets off with Dory, a blue tang fish with short-term memory loss, to rescue him. They travel a great distance, running into sharks, jellyfish, and whales, and getting rides on sea turtles. While Marlin and Dory are trying to get to the dentist's office, Nemo and the other sea animals in the dentist's tank are plotting their escape in order to return to Sydney Harbor and their homes.
4. Name the TV film. About the story. This is a documentary about Bruce Lee's life, career, and untimely death. It reveals a side of Lee unknown to the public, along with the better-known qualities of the celebrity, the man that the world knew. Lee had been working on a new project at the time of his death, ironically titled Game of Death. Rare camera shots have been included in the documentary according to Lee's own script notes in an attempt to convey his ambitions for the project and his frame of mind toward the end of his life.
5. Name the TV film. About the story. Based on the real-life story of prominent mathematician John Nash, this film portrays Nash's struggle with his delusions caused by a mental condition. Nash starts a seemingly promising academic career and makes a remarkable advancement in game theory when he begins having delusions and struggles to maintain control over his mental state. His wife Alicia stands by him through years of therapy, and he is eventually able to resume his research and goes on to win the prestigious Nobel Prize.
A. Vocabulary. Complete each sentence with a word from the box. Answers. 1. Finding Nemo and Toy Story are two examples of animated films, أفلام متحركية. 2. The Nobel Prize is the most prestigious award a scientist can win. أكثر جائزة برستيجية مرموقة. 3. Geniuses are often quite idiosyncratic individuals. Geniuses العباقرة. Individuals, they tend to have unusual behavior and habits. Idiosyncratic تعني مميز. Number 4. A young actor's untimely death is an accident usually gets wide media coverage. الموت الذي يحدث في وقت غير مناسب. Number 5. A cameraman's job is to capture the scene on film. وظيفة المصور أن يأخذ لقطات أو يصور. Number 6. Chris O'Donnell played the part of Hemingway, a prominent American writer. Prominent دائم. Number 7. The abrupt ending of the film surprised us. نهاية متطرفة أو شديدة الانحدار. Delusion can sometimes be a symptom of mental instability. Delusion هو الوهم. B. Comprehension. Answer the questions. 1. Which TV films are fictional characters? أي فيلم هو عبارة عن خيالي أو شخصيته خيالية. Animated. Science fiction fantasy films. Animated تحريكي العلمي والفانتازي. Number 2. In which TV films are there characters who are allies? في أي فيلم هنالك شخصيات عبارة عن متحالفة. War films, sci-fi films. أفلام الحرب وأفلام العلمية. Number 3. In which TV films do the characters take a journey? في أي نوع من أنواع الأفلام الشخصيات تأخذ رحلة. Adventure المغامرة. Documentary film الوثائقي. Number 4. Which TV films are biographical? Documentaries, biographical, drama, epic films. وهي عبارة عن نبذة مصغرة عن شخصية البطل. To pair work, create your own clues about one or two films or documentaries you have seen. الآن قم بالتحدث عن أفلامك التي شاهدتها. 3. Grammar قواعد. Both كلا and و not only ليس فقط but also ولكن أيضا. Either أو either or إما أو. Neither أو neither nor. الأولى معناها إما أو. الثانية لا ولا. هذه الروابط نسميها oral paired conjunctions. روابط تربط بين الفاعل. They are used to link two words. تربط كلمتين. Phrases شبه جملة. Or clauses of the same type من نفس النوع. For example, nouns are linked with nouns. الأسماء تربط بالأسماء. Adjectives are linked with adjectives. الصفات بالصفات. And verbs are linked with verbs. والأفعال من الأفعال. هذا من نوع واحد. My favorite animated film is either Toy Story or Simba. وتستعمل للتخيير بين شيئين. Either إما أو. وهنا Toy Story وسيمبا nouns أسماء. He is not only hard-working but also intelligent. وهنا adjectives صفات. هو ليس فقط يعمل بجد ولكن أيضا ذكي. When connecting two subjects with both and, be sure to use a plural verb. الآن both تتطلب فعل جمع. Both my father and his boss were. إذن لدي فاعل مركب. Were ولا نستخدم was present in the meeting. When connecting two subjects using either or, not only but also or neither nor, the choice to use a singular or plural verb depends on the subject that is closer to the verb. الآن استخدام الفعل المفرد أو الفعل الجمع يعتمد على الفعل القريب من الفعل الرئيسي. الفاعل subject القريب من الفعل. Neither my uncle nor my brothers. الآن القريب من الفعل brothers want to see that documentary. الآن لم نستخدم wants وإنما want، ولأن الفاعل القريب منه كان جمعا فينبغي أن لا نضع استلغاء بالمفرد. لكن في هذه الحالة Neither my brother nor my uncle wants to see that documentary. لأن كلمة nor تفرق بين الفاعلين، ففي هذه الحالة نهتم بالفاعل الأخير ونجعل الفعل يأخذ اسم الغائب المفرد، والسبب أننا انتهينا بهذا التركيب بغائب مفرد. وإذا كانت الفعل الماضي was were نستخدم was مثلا، وإذا كان أحمد is مثلا، وغيرها من الطرق. Independent clauses with and, but, or, so and yet. Independent clauses هي الجمل المستقلة التي تضاف في هذه الكلمات and و but لكن or أو so لذا and yet حتى أو بمعنى مع ذلك. An independent clause is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb. وعادة ما تتضمن الجملة المستقلة فاعل وفعل. It expresses a complete thought وتبين فكرة كاملة and can stand alone as a sentence ويمكن لو تركنا ما عداها أن تقف كجملة. I ordered the engine part online. هذه هي الجملة الرئيسية، ولكن لو أضفنا لها جمل مضافة باستخدام هذه الكلمات. Two or more independent clauses can be combined with a coordinating conjunction words. يمكن إضافة جمل مستقلة 2 فأكثر مع هذه الكلمات like and, but, or, so and yet. I ordered the engine part online. فاصلة but ولكن now I can't find the confirmation number. يمكن أن نحذف ما سبق ونكتفي بهذه الجملة Now I can't find the confirmation number. ولكن اخترنا أثناء الكلام أن نربط الجملتين في جملة واحدة باستخدام الرابط conjunction but ولكن، ويستخدم لربط فكرتين متعارضتين. The conference hall wasn't air conditioned. الآن يعطي سبب ونتيجة لذلك so I demanded a refund. لذلك طلبت إعادة تمويل لأن ما سبق conference hall wasn't air conditioned. لم تكن فيها أجهزة تبريد أو مكيفات. I liked the book. أعجبني الكتاب. Yet I hate the film. ولكن لم يعجبني الفيلم. هنا استخدام yet كأنها باستخدام but ولكن. Note: when a sentence includes two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction, use a comma before the coordinating conjunction. إذا كانت هذه الجمل مربوطة ب coordinating conjunction مثل but و so و yet، علينا أن نستخدم الفاصلة قبلها. A. Complete each sentence with the correct paired conjunction and an idea of your own. أكمل مستخدما الرابط الملائم وأيضا فكرة من عندك. مثلا She arrived with both her brother and her sister. وصلت مع 2 أخوها وأخيها أو أختها. الآن ماذا عن الجمل التالية؟ Answers.
1. We like neither fast food nor pizza. 2. The university is both prestigious and expensive. 3. He not only plays basketball well but also football. 4. We're either going to eat pizza or Chinese food. 5. I neither watch TV nor listen to the radio. 6. The policeman not only stopped the crime but also saved the victim. 7. In the morning, she drinks either coffee or tea. 8. Jack has neither called us nor emailed us. 9. Bruno has both a sore throat and a fever. 10. You can either look for a new job or stay at the job you have.
كل ما علينا أن نتعلمه هو أن نتعود على استخدام هذه الكلمات وتركيباتها أثناء استخدامها في الجمل لتبيين بعض الأفكار على حسب كل سياق. فإذا وجدت neither توجد nor، وإذا وجدت both توجد كلمة and، و not only مع كلمة but ليس فقط ولكن، وأيضا مع بقية التركيبات فعليك أن تعتاد عليها. B. Combine each pair of sentences using a paired conjunction. قم بتركيب هاتين الجملتين برابط ملائم. Jack isn't old enough to vote. Richard isn't old enough to vote. الآن اثنينهما ليس بالعمر الملائم للتصويت، فنقول بالرابط Neither Jack nor Richard is old enough to vote. لا هذا ولا ذاك. ماذا عن بقية الجمل؟ انظر السياق واستخدم الرابط الملائم. Answers.
1. Both the Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building are in New York. 2. She not only broke her leg, but she also dislocated her shoulder. 3. Neither Bill James nor Charlie Bauer succeeded in climbing Mount Everest. 4. I'll either call you or email you later. 5. We're neither angry nor disappointed. 6. Both ice and vapor are states of water.
لدينا both كلا وكلمة and ربط بين شيئين يتشاركان في نفس المعلومة. Not only تضيف معلومة مع كلمة but also وأيضا، وهنا تنفي neither nor لا هذا ولا ذاك قيام أحدهما بالنجاح. هنا خيار بين شيئين إما يحدث هذا أو ذاك. I'll either call you or email you later. هنا ينفي شيئين، نحن لسنا كذلك، لا هذا ولا ذاك. We're neither angry nor disappointed. هنا يثبت حقيقتين. Both ice and vapor are states of water. ومعناها كلا and و. C. First match the independent clauses, then rewrite them as one sentence using a coordinating conjunction and correct punctuation. الآن اقرأ الجمل ثم اربطها مع بعضها البعض، ثم اكمل مستعملا العلامات الترقيم الصحيحة. Answers.
2. F. I told them I'd come over for dinner, but I'm really not feeling well. 3. E. He's a vegetarian, so he's not going to eat any beef burgers. 4. She's lied to her more than once, but she continues to consider her a friend. 5. B. One of their children lives in Japan and the other lives in Argentina. 6. D. He's very comfortable in the U.S., but he continues to miss his home in Brazil.
استخدمنا الرابط but لنبين أن هنالك اختلاف في مسار الأحداث. استخدمنا الرابط so لنبين السببية. استخدمنا الرابط but لنبين حالة مغايرة. ربطنا في number 5 and و لنخبر معلومة مكملة أو يشترك فيها الآخرين، وهي عبارة عن children، أنه ابنهم الآخر. Number 6 استخدمنا but ولكن لنربط بين معلومتين متغيرتين. D. Write sentences about the animals using both the paired conjunctions and coordinating conjunctions. استخدم الروابط الاقترانية والروابط التنسيقية. مثال: Both the cheetah and the ostrich are fast runners. الآن استخدمنا رابط ينسق بين الاثنين and. ماذا عن بقية الحيوانات؟ goldfish سمكة، fox الثعلب، deer الوعل، elephant الفيل، salmon سمكة السلمون، snake الأفعى، bear الدب، penguin البنغوين بطريق، camel الجمل، turtle السلحفاة، ostrich النعامة، cheetah الفهد، hawk الصقر، tiger النمر. For conversation محادثة.
That was such a fantastic basketball game on TV.
You must be joking.
Why? Didn't you like it?
I thought it was a terrible game. The whole thing was just awful.
What didn't you like about it?
For one thing, the Bulls' key player missed every easy shot. It really bothered me throughout the entire game.
Well, you're right about that. But what else didn't you like?
I thought their uniforms were ridiculous. I found the whole idea of the Bulls players wearing cowhide tops hard to swallow.
I don't agree at all. The whole idea is to stand out in the game. The tops are not real cowhide. It's fake cowhide.
I'm not sure they were fake. Think of all the poor animals they took the hides from. They must believe that the poor animals are a dime a dozen. Anyway, by the end of the game, I started to doze off.
We seem to have very different tastes in basketball and uniforms. Maybe next time we get together, we should just go out to a restaurant.
I couldn't agree more.
1. What did عادل like about the game؟ ما أعجب عادل في اللعبة؟ He thought it was exciting، أنها ممتعة محمسة. 2. What did فهد dislike about the players؟ ما الذي لم يعجب فهد في اللاعبين؟ He thought that Bill's key player didn't play well and Bill's cowhide tops were ridiculous. أحد اللاعبين لم يلعب جيدا وآخر ملابسه تبدو سخيفة. 5. Listen to the interview from the TV show Special Places for Special People، أماكن مميزة لأناس مميزون، and complete the chart، وأكمل هذه القائمة. What was good about it؟ ما هو الجيد فيها؟ Design 1 التصميم الأول، Design 2 التصميم الثاني، Design 3 Final Design التصميم الأخير. 2. What was bad about it؟ ما هو السيء فيه؟ التصميم الأول حتى الأخير. Number 3. What was the CEO's opinion؟ ما هو رأي المدير التنفيذي؟ Listen carefully.
This is Special Places for Special People, your morning show on home and work design. As you can see, we have just walked into the fabulous newly designed interior of an old building in the center of town. The building has been cleared out to form large open-plan offices, as well as comfortable glassed-in private offices along the front. We are being met by Mr. Douglas, the CEO of Streamline Airlines. This is the Streamline headquarters, and a lot of money, time, and effort have gone into renovating the building and redesigning the interior. Good morning, Mr. Douglas.
Hello, and welcome to our new offices.
Thank you. So this is it. How do you feel about the space and the way it has been designed?
I am satisfied with the design. It certainly lives up to our expectations aesthetically, and it complements the style of the building and the location. Actually, the initial design was not quite what we needed, and different parts of the building were not optimally utilized. There are so many things one has to take into consideration. Functional issues, such as the number of employees, meeting rooms, facilities for self-catering, mail, insulation, electronic equipment, storage, and a lot more. Naturally, all these other aspects need to be catered to while making the most of the space and lighting, and managing to develop a distinct yet pleasing style that will contribute to a positive atmosphere. It was really frustrating to have to compromise the style of the design in order to meet functional needs at times. We had to reject the second design, which was superb from an aesthetic viewpoint and quite minimalist, because it required staff to squeeze into tiny cubicles along the back out of the way. Then the third design, a modified version of the second one, was really disappointing because it was neither stylish nor fully functional. Finally, the team of architects and decorators that had taken on the project decided to go back to the drawing board and came up with 3 wonderful options. Naturally, they were presented to the board, and we chose this one. It's a long, arduous process, but in the end it all comes together.
So this was your choice, I take it, including that glass cylinder in the middle of each floor that I suppose goes up to the roof. And I can see plants that are suspended and plants placed in niches all the way to the top. Whose idea was that?
Oh, well, that was our staff. We invited them to contribute to our new premises in a way that would signal our green policies, and this is what they came up with. The final choice regarding the design was made by the whole board. I do like it, and I think it is quite efficient in practice. My only complaint about it is that it is not modern enough.
Answers. Pronunciation نطق when a word that ends in a vowel sound عندما تنتهي كلمة بحرف علة A, E, I, O, U is followed by a word that begins with a vowel sound تتبع بكلمة فيها أيضا حرف علة. The words are naturally linked وتربط الكلمتين بإضافة صوت و or ي sound W or Y. Listen and practice لنستمع ونتدرب.
1. Hello and welcome to our new offices. 2. I am very happy with the designs. 3. The design lives up to our expectations. 4. In the end, it all comes together. 5. My only complaint about the new one is that it is not modern enough.
Vocabulary building. You will see the following words in the reading. Match the words with their meaning. أقرن الكلمات إلى معانيها. 1. Altered وتعني F. Changed غير. 2. Captivates وتعني D. Captures someone's attention يأخذ أو أخذ بالأفكار أو التركيز أو الجذب الانتباه جاذب. Number 3. Confronts وتعني I. Means something difficult or dangerous يواجه شيء عادة ما يكون صعبا أو خطرا. 4. Crucial وتعني B. Extremely important أساسي ورئيسي ومهم جدا. 5. Defects وتعني C. Imperfections أشياء غير كاملة وهي عبارة عن بعض العيوب. Number 6. Enduring وتعني E. Lasting يدوم. Number 7. Exotic وتعني A. Unusual and attractive غير اعتيادي وجذاب. Number 8. Ironically تعني H. Against the way it appears بشكل ساخر أو بشكل غير واقعي. 9. Phenomenal وتعني G. Great رائع عظيم. Remarkable ظواهري. 8. Reading قراءة. Before reading قبل أن تقرأ brainstorm a list of elements in a detective story. قم بتفكير أو عصف ذهني عن عناصر قصة المحققين. نستمع.
The formula behind detective stories on TV. Detective stories have always been a favorite in literature, and now they are one of the most popular genres in TV films and series. There is something appealing about the mystery and intrigue that captivates viewers and keeps them in suspense until the case is finally solved. But what accounts for the phenomenal success and enduring popularity of detective stories? Is it the charismatic and fearless hero and his uncanny ability to uncover the truth? Is it the action and adventure, the high-speed chases, danger, and exotic settings? Is it the psychological wit and high-tech gadgets that the detective has at his disposal? Or is it the simple fact that the viewer knows the hero will triumph over the villain in the end? Clearly, the TV audience enjoys the mystery and non-stop suspense of detective films. However, ironically, there is also predictability to the story that is tremendously appealing. Certain elements and sequences of events appear over and over in detective stories and are eagerly awaited by fans. TV films and series with such predictable elements are known as formula films. The TV audience knows the plot will be puzzling and sometimes have unexpected results. They know the hero will confront dangerous villains. They know there will be complicated steps involved in piecing together all the clues, and they are challenged to try to figure out the mystery before the detective. The most basic element in the formula of a detective story is the hero, the detective. This is the character the viewer identifies with throughout the film. He is usually a courageous individual with superior intelligence. He is often charming and outgoing, which helps him socialize with others, while in fact he is collecting information from witnesses and gathering evidence for his case. Another type of hero is the gruff and serious detective, who rarely smiles but is very efficient at his job. In contrast, the hero in detective comedies is a naive and clumsy character who accidentally stumbles across clues to eventually solve the crime. Of course, the villain also plays a crucial role in the story. On occasion, the villain's identity is a mystery and is only revealed at the end, but more often he is introduced to the TV audience. Just as there are formulaic types of heroes, there are stereotypical villains: cold-blooded, greedy criminals, evil geniuses, and mad scientists. Most villains also have physical or psychological defects that add to the ugliness of their character, such as a scarred face, a missing limb, or a split personality. The detective is challenged to find the villain by following clues. To assist him, he uses special talents in intellectual reasoning or has help from technological devices. These range from a simple magnifying glass to sophisticated DNA analysis and electronic tracking devices. Some detectives even use high-tech gadgets that are disguised as everyday objects, such as an explosive pen, a laser watch, or a computerized talking vehicle. When the hero confronts the villain, there are always scenes of action and danger. These involve high-speed chases on any kind of vehicle imaginable: cars, motorcycles, helicopters, speedboats, skis, submarines, camels, or simply on foot. If the detective is captured, he finds himself in life-threatening situations and must use his skills to escape. He is then even more determined to catch the villain. One way or another, the detective always accomplishes his mission, much to the satisfaction of the audience. The formula for detective stories is so successful, it is hard to imagine that it will ever be significantly altered. After all, who wants to watch a detective story without action and adventure, or in which the villain wins?
Answer true or false. أجب بصحة وخطأ. Rewrite the false statements to make them true. أعد كتابة الجمل الخاطئة لنجعلها صحيحة. 1. Detective stories are only popular on TV. قصص التحقيق أو المحققون مشهورة فقط في التلفاز. 2. The success of detective stories is due to a combination of elements. عبارة عن مجموعة من العناصر لنجاح هذا النوع من القصص. 3. Many elements of a detective story are predictable. الكثير من العناصر قابلة للتنبؤ بها. 4. All detective stories have an intelligent and charming hero. كل قصص المحققون فيها بطل ذكي وجذاب. 5. The formula of detective stories is likely to change in the future. قد تتغير هذه المعادلة في المستقبل. Answers.
Nine. Speaking 1. Work in pairs groups. Compare 2 TV films or documentaries that you have seen. Think about the characters, setting, plot, story development, special effects, and other features in the TV films. Consider the theme, setting, time period, history, special effects, and outcome in the documentaries. 2. Make notes in the appropriate chart. Use your notes to talk about the similarities and differences of the TV films, documentaries that you have compared in class.
علينا القيام بملء مثل هذا النموذج عن TV فيلم، الفيلم التلفزيوني والوثائقي، ونقارن بينهما. title من حيث العنوان وأيضا بقية الأشياء، مثلا characters actors الممثلون، setting البيئة والمكان والوقت، plot الحبكة، story development تطوير القصة وتطور الأحداث، special effects المؤثرات الخاصة البصرية، other features المميزات الأخرى. بينما عن documentary الوثائقي theme الثيمة أو طريقة العرض للموضوع. setting location أيضا البيئة والمكان. time period الحقبة الزمنية. history التاريخ. special effects المؤثرات البصرية. outcome النتيجة. 10. writing كتابة. What kind of TV films do you prefer? أي نوع من أنواع الأفلام تحب أو تفضل؟ Why؟ لماذا؟ 2. Are there categories of TV films that you are not interested in or you dislike? Which? Why؟ هل هنالك بعض التوزيعات أو الأنواع للأفلام التي لا تحبها؟ لماذا؟ 3. Can you explain what is meant by film genres? هل توضح معنى أنواع الأفلام؟ 4. Read the text and find out. اعثر على الأسئلة التالية. What are genres? ما هي الأنواع? How are they defined? وكيف تحدد? How easy it is to classify TV films? وكيف سهولة تصنيف الأفلام? Are there distinct and permanent categories? Why not? هل هنالك بعض المجموعات أو التصنيفات المميزة الدائمة؟ لما ولم لا؟
Main genres of TV films. Film genres are categories of films based on theme, setting, plots or stories, characters, and other specific features, such as special effects, computer enhancement, animation, etc. There are major genres and subgenres. For example, adventure and action films are quite well known and associated with popular heroes, such as Superman or the Rambo sequels. It is not always easy to classify films as they often combine elements of different genres. Kung Fu Panda, for instance, is an animated film which can also be categorized as an action film. This is the reason why some films are listed in different categories, or a category that is more popular at a given time. Film genres evolve through time. Action films, featuring martial arts specialists and superhuman heroes, used to be very popular over a decade ago. They still exist, but they seem to have lost their initial appeal. If a film includes action and is filmed in tropical settings, is it an action film or an adventure film? Would you say that Toy Story belongs to animation as a genre or comedy? Is it more of one or the other? And if so, which? Detective films are developed around stories of criminal actions and include elements of mystery and suspense. Dramas, on the other hand, are serious films portraying realistic life situations, character development, and interaction. They include a number of subcategories, for example, melodramas, biographies, or biopics. Epics are usually costume dramas, historical dramas, or war dramas in extravagant settings and lavish costumes. They are sometimes a more spectacular version of a biopic film, such as The Last Emperor. Horror films are designed and produced to frighten audiences. They are sometimes combined with science fiction, when, for example, Earth is invaded by an alien monster. Science fiction films, on the other hand, are often visionary with futuristic technology and extraordinary creatures from outer space. One of the most famous examples of this genre is E.T. War films portray the horror and destruction of war and are often combined with documentary excerpts. They are also paired with other genres depending on the story, for example, action, adventure, drama, comedy, etc. Finally, Westerns represent one of the oldest genres with easily recognizable plots, elements, and characters, including horses, dusty towns, Indians and cowboys, good and bad guys, a sheriff and deputies, etc. In other words, they follow a common formula which has been modified, developed, expanded, supplemented, and revisited over the years. If you look up film genres in different sources, you will find that they share some categories but not others. Once again, this is quite natural, given the evolutionary nature of film genres and changing trends in popularity that reflect overall social and financial trends.
Answers. What are the distinguishing characteristics of different genres? Underline, highlight words, phrases or sentences that provide the answer. الآن ما المميز لكل نوع من أنواع الأفلام؟ Action, adventure, comedy, drama, animation, epics, biopics, detective, horror, war, western, science fiction.
B1. Think of a TV film genre that uses a formula, e.g. action, adventure, comedy, western. Choose a particular TV film in this genre as an example. 2. Think about the different parts of the formula. Use a diagram to make notes. 3. Write an expository essay in which you reveal and explain the formula behind the film.
الآن اختر لك فيلما أو نوع من الأفلام أكشن، أدفنتشر، كوميدي، ويسترن، وقم بتوضيح عناصر نجاح هذا الفيلم، وأيضا عناصر تكوين الصيغة أو المعادلة لهذا الفيلم، مثلا هيرو نوع البطل، لوكيشن، تايم المكان والزمن، setting، plot الحبكة، أيضا action or events الأحداث، how it is resolved والنهاية the ending. مثال على هذه الكتابة:
A coming-of-age film. The Lion King is a coming-of-age film. Coming-of-age films focus on a young person's journey to adulthood, often both emotionally and physically. In these kinds of films, there is usually a role model who helps teach the main character, and there is usually a test that the character must undergo. The Lion King is a good example of this kind of film because.
وتكمل كاتبا عن أسباب جعل هذا النوع من الأفلام a coming of age film. الآن writing corner، نصائح أثناء الكتابة علينا أن نطبقها.
Writing corner. When you write an expository essay, choose a specific area of a topic to focus on. Think about your audience or readers. Research and collect information from different sources. Think of examples and comments made by others. You can use quotes, exchanges, and arguments from your sources. If necessary, you can present the information in 3 main sections. A. An introduction and thesis statement. B. A longer paragraph or a number of paragraphs presenting the information about different aspects. Are categories of the main topic. C. A closing paragraph. You are free to use different types of text, arguments, and material, including visuals.
أثناء التكلم عن أي موضوع علينا أن نركز في جانب منه ونفكر في القراء ماذا يهتمون فيه، ثم نقوم بجمع المعلومات، ثم بعد ذلك نعطي أمثلة على ما جمعناه، ونعطي اقتباسات أيضا ومناقشات، ونقسم الموضوع على introduction بداية أو افتتاحية، ثم بعد ذلك longer paragraph، وعادة ما نعطي فيه المعلومات بشتى أنواعها والتفصيل، ثم closing paragraph والقطعة الختامية التي نبين فيها ملخص هذه الأفكار التي عرضناها. 11. Form, meaning and function. Comparative and superlative forms of adjectives. صيغ المقارنة والتفضيل. المقارنة بإضافة ER، التفضيل بإضافة EST. وإن لم يقبلهما الصفة المقارنة علينا أن نأتي بmore، وفي التفضيل علينا أن نأتي بmost. وفي كل الأحوال هنالك بعض القوانين علينا أن ننتبه لها.
The comparative. Use more, less plus adjective or adjective plus er to make the comparative. Detective stories are more, less popular than stories about space travel. Goldfish are smaller than clownfish.
الآن لدينا هنالك مقارن أو مقارن به، وإذا كانت الكلمة طويلة مثل كلمة popular، إما نقارن لصالح ونقول more popular، أو ضد less popular، ثم نأتي بفعل من أفعال am is are إذا كان في المضارع، وإذا كان في الماضي was were أو غيرها، ثم نأتي بكلمة than من، ونأتي بالمقارن به. فنأتي ب A مثلا detective stories، المقارن به stories about space travel. الآن ننتبه، إذا كانت الكلمة تقبل ER وهي الصفات القصيرة مثل small تصبح smaller، tall taller، big bigger، فنقول goldfish are smaller than clownfish. وننتبه أن am و is و are تتحول على حسب الفاعل، وgoldfish عبارة عن سمك اسم عام لأنواع من السمك الذهبي، فلا نتوهم أنها مفردا. وكلاونفيش كذلك السمك المهرج، وهي كلمة تدل على مجموعة أسماك من هذا النوع. Use words such as a little, slightly, much, a lot, considerably, definitely, and certainly to express how much something differs or to add emphasis. لنكون تركيزا على هذا التباين علينا أن نضيف بعض هذه الكلمات، ولكل كلمة سياقها ومعناها. Children's TV films are considerably better than they used to be. الآن considerably بشكل جيد، بشكل إلى درجة كبيرة. better أفضل، وكلمة better هي المقارنة من كلمة good. Use as adjective as to compare things that are equal or similar. الآن نستخدم as و adjective صفة، ونضيف أيضا as لنبين تشابه شيء في صفة واحدة. Finding Nemo is as good as جيد مثل Toy Story. Use not as adjective as to compare things that are different. والآن نبين عدم التساوي. Finding Nemo and Toy Story are good TV films. اثنينهما أفلام جيدة. But not as good as The Lion King. ولكنهما ليسا بجودة The Lion King. Use the comparative to describe two actions. نصف حدثين باستخدام comparative المقارنة. The second action happens as a result of the first. وعادة ما يكون الحدث الآخر نتيجة للحدث الأول. The more أكثر ما the more I hear about Giza pyramids, the more I want to know. كلما عرفت عن أهرامات جيزة كلما أردت أن أعرف أو أتعلم أو أعلم. The harder الأصعب he works at speaking English عن جهده الذي يبذله لتحدث اللغة الإنجليزية the better that he becomes. كلما كان أفضل أو أفضل سوف يصبح.
The superlative use the plus adjective plus est or the most least plus adjective to make the superlative. The Nobel Prize is the most prestigious award a scientist can win. The company director agreed that it was the least attractive offer, but he was obliged to take it. We can use the expression by far to add emphasis. The Lion King is by far the best TV film of all.
الآن لدينا صيغة التفضيل بإضافة ذا، ثم نأتي بالصفة مضافا لها est، وإن لم تقبلها إذا كانت الصفة طويلة علينا أن نأخذ most لصالح وليست ضد هذه الصفة. most الأكثر، least الأقل، ونأتي بsuperlative بالتفضيل. The Nobel Prize is the most prestigious. الآن prestigious لا تقبل est، فلذلك أضفنا قبلها the most الأكثر مرموقية. A word a scientist can win. The company director agreed that it was the least attractive offer. The least attractive الأقل عروض أو جاذبية في العروض. But he was obliged to take it. ولكن أرغم على ذلك. We can use the expression by far إلى درجة عالية لنركز على التباين هذا. The Lion King is by far إلى درجة بعيدة. The best و the best هو التفضيل من كلمة good، والمقارنة منها better، و best هو التفضيل. TV film of all. Write sentences about the animals using comparative and superlative structures. استخدم المقارنة والتفضيل للتحدث عن هذه الحيوانات. انظر إلى المثال الأول وعليك البقية.
Both cheetahs and tigers are big cats. Lions are the biggest of the cats. The biggest tigers are as big as lions. Cheetahs are a lot smaller and more slender in comparison. The cheetah is by far the fastest land animal on Earth.
Imagine you are a contestant on a TV quiz show. Work with a partner. Ask and answer the questions. اسأل وأجب على هذه الأسئلة.
1. Chinese Mandarin. Number of speakers is 1 billion plus 2. Mount Everest 8,850 meters 3. Sahara, North Africa 3,320,000 square miles 4. Pacific Ocean 10,924 meters 5. Shanghai, China 13.3 million 6. Caspian Sea, Asia, Europe 371,000 square m. Ethiopia, annual average temperature is 93.2 F34 C 8. Aswan, Egypt 0.02 inches of rainfall a year.
Words connected with space and the planetary system. كلمات لها علاقة بالفضاء والنظام الكوكبي. لكذا information about the planets in our solar system. ما رأيك في هذه المعلومات عن نظامنا البيئي؟ Name of planet اسم الكوكب. Distance from the sun بعده عن الشمس. Radius المحيط. Number of moons كمية أو عدد الأقمار. Geographical features or special facts طبيعته الجغرافية أو معلومات خاصة عنه. Note, our solar system used to be described as a group of 9 planets. كان يوصف أنه 9 كواكب. But scientists now consider Pluto to be a dwarf planet. لم يعد كوكبا تاسعا. Irregular, comparative and superlative adjectives. الصفات المقارنة والتفضيل من الصفات الغير منتظمة التي لا تقبل ER أو تقبل EST. لذلك نأتي بكلمة خاصة بها. Well وتعني healthy صحي، ونأتي بالمقارنة منها ب better والتفضيل منها the best الأفضل. Far بعيد وهي خاصة ب distance البعد. Farther or further, the farthest or the furthest. Old وتعني بالسن أو people in a family بالنسبة للمقارنة كأكبر من سنا. Older or elder أو the oldest or the eldest كلاهما صحيح. Bad سيء. Worse أسوأ من. The worst الأسوأ. Good جيد. Better الأجيد أو الأجود من. The best الأفضل. Use the chart above to find information about the planets. Choose the correct words to make true facts about our solar system. كون حقائق عن هذا النظام الكوكبي الذي لدينا باستخدام القائمة السابقة، ونكون ذلك عن طريق اختيار الصفة في المقارنة أو التفضيل بين الكواكب حسب السياق. 12. Project مشروع. When certain kinds of films such as documentaries are being planned, designed, a storyboard is created. عادة ما نقوم برسم أولي للأفلام قبل القيام بإنتاج الأفلام. A storyboard includes representative scenes with notes, comments. See the example below. عادة ما تحوي على مشاهد توضح الأفكار مع ملاحظات وتعليقات. To think about the most important events and times of a famous figure's life that you can present in a documentary and make notes in the chart. فكر في حياة شخص ما تضعها في فيلم وثائقي. Age عمره 0 to 10. Important events and times أحداث وزمن مهم إلى هذا الشخص في هذا العمر. 11 to 15. 16 to 20. Over 20. Use the storyboard framework below. استعمل هذا النمط الذي نقوم فيه برسم الشخصيات وقم بإنجاز ذلك. Write the script commentary of the documentary under comments and what will be happening in the scene under action. وما الذي يحدث في عندها actions. الآن في comments اكتب المشهد، وصف المشهد، action الأحداث التي في المشهد، ويمكنك أن تضع صورة footage panel. Use a large sheet of paper or cardboard to create a realistic storyboard. Storyboard عبارة عن رسم توضيحي للفيلم هذا، ويمكن الاستعانة ببعض الصور ونقوم بعرضها على المخرج لنناقش مسار الأحداث. تأكد من أنك أنجزت هذه الأهداف.
Talk about TV films and documentaries. Identify genres of TV films. Agree and disagree with opinions. Use both and not only, but also either or neither and nor. Use independent clauses within but, or, so, and yet. Use comparative and superlative forms of adjectives. Talk more about space and the planets.
Vocabulary كلمات nouns أسماء.
Nouns: ally, defect, delusionist, formula, gadgets, intrigue, magnifying glass, melodrama, obstacle, throne, villain. Verbs: captivate, capture, confront, reclaim, triumph. Adjectives: abrupt, altered, animated, carefree, cold-blooded, crucial, enduring, epic, essential, evil, evolutionary, exotic, formulaic, idiosyncratic, phenomenal, prestigious, prominent, superhuman, untimely. Adverbs: eagerly, ironically, tremendously. Agreeing: I agree completely. I couldn't agree more. You're absolutely right. You're right about that. Disagreeing: I'm sorry, but I don't agree with you. I see it differently. I totally disagree. I'm afraid I don't really agree. I'm not so sure about that. You must be joking. Real talk: a dime a dozen. Doze off. Hard to swallow. Just.
حلول كتاب النشاط. كان معكم الأستاذ جاسم العقيلي، مع تمنياتنا لكم بالتوفيق والتفوق.